has produced copies of President Obama's long-form birth certificate, proving that he was in fact born in Hawaii. Presidential hopeful Donald Trump is taking credit for this decision and the release of it.
Yes, and he had a very public, what am I trying to say here? Press conference yesterday. Joining us now to weigh in on the topic is presidential historian Nick Rangone, political science professor at Hunter College Jamie Chandler, and leadership and ethics expert Scott Ventrella. So, Jamie, let me start with you.
Okay.
President Obama says that we don't have time for this silliness, and yet he took quite a bit of time yesterday to release this thing. Were you surprised that he did it, given the fact that this is an issue that we haven't talked too much about in the last 2 years? Why now?
I was surprised he did it because I feel like, as the president, he's giving credibility to the issue. And he's responding to Donald Trump, right? So now he's kind of on the defensive.
Was this a direct response to Donald Trump, do you think?
Called him a carnival barker, don't you think?
I definitely think so, and I feel like that from Obama's standpoint, he felt like he was going to quiet down the conversation. But at the same time, now it gives Trump, as you said, an opportunity to say, I did this, right? So every time Trump now says, I got this release, he's still drawing attention to the birth certificate.
Jamie, but he's going a little bit too far. He's asking for now documents and grades for his, you know, did he go to Harvard? What were his grades? And it's kind of ridiculous. Ethically, we want to talk to you as well. The reality is, hasn't he already been vetted in 2008? I mean, we already know that we've been through this. I mean, what is the process? Because a lot of us are like, why did it have to come to this? And there is a fragment of American society that is calling it downright racist.
Look, we know that the Don is the Don. He's going to be looking for attention. He's been surging at the polls. So let's put that aside just for a second.
Yeah.
The fact is, a recent CBS New York Times poll shows that about 25% of the respondents actually buy into the idea that, hey, maybe he wasn't born in this country. Now, I don't think, obviously the majority of us don't believe that, but I think in these times, especially given what we've just been through, the American public expects, needs, and demands transparency from our leadership. Political, religious, corporate, they want transparency. I think Obama could have just put this way behind him had he released the long form, which he was ethically, he did nothing wrong. That's not, there may be more of an ethics issue with fueling the fire right now on the other side, the people who are churning this up. I don't think Obama did anything unethical.
Nick, very quickly, for you, let's talk about what this may do to the birther movement. It's showing no signs of slowing down.
Right.
In fact, Obama acknowledged this. What's your take on that part?
Well, I think it'll temporarily slow it down. What happens is it's no longer a mainstream thing. Donald Trump made it mainstream for a brief 3 weeks. 25% of people thought that maybe he wasn't born here. I think it puts it back on the fringe where it belongs and it becomes background noise. I think it was a big risk for the president to make a private citizen and elevate him that way. It was a gamble, but I think his internal polling showed that this was going to be a distraction. He needed to do it. He probably should have done it 2 years ago. I think it was a risk worth taking, but we'll see how it plays out because Trump is going to claim victory for this. You never want to have a private citizen claim victory over a president.
Well, he's got a lot to tackle. Yeah, including the budget that's coming up, and I think he just wanted to let business
be business.
Trump
is more than a private citizen, though. He is you know, thinking about, you know, running in this next election. He's
I bet after he wraps up NBC's.
Yeah, and I bet he won't run.
He may not, he's going to announce it on The Apprentice.
But he is going to announce it.
He has some credibility. If it was some obscure person, I don't think this would have gotten much traction.
All right, we got to go. Gentlemen, Nick Rangone, Jamie Chandler, Scott Ventrella, thank you so much for coming in.